Hi, I'm Heather Rizzo, owner of Return to Balance Wellness Center, and I'm here to give you another tip on how to live a happy, healthy life. I so hope that you've been enjoying my last couple of videos, my tips on how to help you stay more sane and balanced this holiday season, and knowing that you can take that information to help you feel more balanced year-round. I'm so excited about the feedback that you've given me so far about how these tips are working for you. Some tips that you use on your own. Some of them I've shared in the last couple of videos. Some of them I might share along with my own information later on. But keep it coming. I love the feedback, so keep it coming. So today we finally get to what I've been talking about at the end of my last couple of videos. What might be that missing piece that finally helps you get at that ideal weight. This is a big deal for a lot of people, weight management or getting to that ideal weight and staying at that ideal weight. And I'm so hoping that what I have to share with you today will be the missing puzzle piece to help you get there. So let's get to it. We ask the question, what? All the time. What should I eat? What shouldn't I eat? But I've personally discovered that for me, it wasn't a matter of what. It was a matter of why. And I don't think a lot of people ask themselves this question, why? Why am I eating that? And the interesting thing that happened when I started asking why is that the what changed, depending on the situation. You might be thinking, what the heck are you talking about? I'll get to that in a little bit. So back to the why. Why are you putting that food in your mouth? Why? For me, it came down to three things. For you, it might be different, but for me, it boiled down to these three different categories. The first one is fuel. The second one is feast. And the third one is fear. So when I thought about why am I putting this food in my mouth, it boiled down to these three categories. You can think of them as the 3 F's, just to keep it in your head. So the first one, fuel. There's certain foods that I eat that fuel my body. I know because I pay attention. This might be the other thing that is missing for you, is life is so fast-paced that you're not paying attention. Here's another question to ask. Instead of asking what, ask why. Why am I putting this food in my mouth? This food in my mouth? And how? How do I feel when I think about putting that food in my body? And how do I feel when I actually put it in my body? Maybe you've not spent time thinking about that. When you do, then you might have a better idea of the why. So the first why was fuel. This food fuels my body. It gives me the energy to do what I want to do. For me, I am type O, and I do believe that there is some weight in eating for your blood type. Now, if you've got a big family, you probably have different blood types in that family, so you can't be cooking 100 different meals for everybody. That's just not practical. But for me, being type O, I did discover that the things that are listed as being beneficial for type O diet were actually the things that made me feel more fueled, made me feel more energy when I ate them. So for instance, red meat. Red meat is a really big fuel for me. Greens, such as the kale. A while back I gave you this great kale recipe that I hope you tried. Vegetables. Some fruits not so much. Again, thinking about how does this food make me feel when I put it in my body? So those are the things that fuel. The second F was feast. Why am I reaching for this delicious pastry, this piece of cake? Because you know what? I think it would be delicious. My husband made that. It is filled with love. I want to put it in my belly. I think it's going to make me feel really good. So, feast. And this might be the case with Thanksgiving. It's a special occasion. There might be grandma's pumpkin pie. That's the case for my family. My grandma makes amazing pumpkin pie. I want to eat that pie. But with the feast, also thinking about moderation. And that comes back to the how. How is this making me feel? And if you eat that piece of pie and you think I'm stuffed, but you want more of that pie, listen to your body. Your body is telling, no, I don't want more pie. And that leads me to the last F, which is fear. Now, originally, I had called it forget. For me, I would eat certain things to forget, to numb out, to be comfort food. And if you are reaching for these foods because of fear, that food is not going to fix the issue. You need to dig deeper into that, and you may need additional help for that. Maybe therapy, I don't know, depending on what it is. I'm now going to give you a very personal example from my own life because I want to illustrate what this can look like. I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that my mom was diagnosed with at the time, terminal illness, lupus, when I was very young. And one of the things that I discovered when I looked at the why in how I was approaching food was that I was using pastries, specifically chocolate chip cookies, to fill a void, to feel comfort. And the more I dug into the why am I putting that cookie in my mouth, why do I need that, what is happening for me right now, was when I needed that comfort. And I realized that cookies, from those chocolate chip cookies, specifically really nice chewy chocolate chip cookies, represented safety for me. And the reason for that was when I was younger, if I came home and the house smelled like chocolate chip cookies and there were chocolate chip cookies waiting there for me, I knew that my mom had a good day. I knew that I wouldn't find her in bed, sick. So for me, everything about a chocolate chip cookie represented that life was okay. The smell, the taste. So when I started to think about the why, I realized that every time that I had a craving for a chocolate chip cookie, or the vast majority of time that I had a craving for a chocolate chip cookie, there was something going on internally that was making me feel unsafe. And if I didn't address that internal issue and I went for the external comfort of that cookie, I would eat that cookie and I wouldn't feel any better. That was the how. How does this make me feel? The same. That was not satisfying for me. And I would eat another one. And then I'd feel sick. And then I'd have problems because an overloading of white foods such as flour and sugar can tip the scale for illness if you don't have that balance of the healthier foods, the fruits, the vegetables, protein. You're constantly putting these white foods into your body. It can create an environment for you to get sick. It depresses your immune system. So I needed to address that internal issue. And since I started doing that, when I feel that I want a cookie, the first thing I do is I ask myself, well, why? Why do I want that cookie? And most of the time, it's I'm feeling something inside that I need that comfort of that cookie, that external comfort. And in those moments, I do not allow myself to have that cookie. Sometimes it's a piece of chocolate too, but most of the time it's that chocolate chip cookie because of that memory that was so ingrained for me that cookie meant safety. So I would then look at the internal stuff and work on that. And if it came up that I wanted that cookie because my husband just made a bunch of cookies and they look really yummy and I want it, and I'm not feeling anything internally, and I start to eat that cookie and it doesn't make me feel sick, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel happy, I can feel as silly as it sounds, I can feel that love that my husband baked into those cookies, or that a friend baked into those cookies, then I'll eat that cookie. And most of the time, I won't even eat the whole cookie. I won't eat the whole cookie because that's not food that I normally eat. That's not in the fuel category of the foods that I eat the most. So think about this. Maybe stop spending so much attention and beating yourself up on the what I'm putting in my body. And thinking about when you put something into your body, how does it make you feel? And why? Are you doing it because you know it fuels your body? It's something that gives you energy? Because it's a feast? Because it's something someone made that you think would be delicious? Or is it because it's filling some other void? So I want you to think about that. And I hope that it changes your life and your relationship with food the way it did for me. And I would love to hear your feedback on this. Try this. Start asking yourself those questions and see what happens. Again, I'm Heather Rizzo, wishing you a happy, healthy day. Bye-bye.